Let me know if you've heard this one. You start up a cozy game, create a new character, move into a small rural town, inherit an estranged family member's business, build it up from almost nothing, make tons of cash, and save the town and solve everyone's problems in the meantime with your incredible business skills. And that's a great game, but isn't that a bit simplistic? Would unrestrained growth in a small rural town really help anybody but yourself? Is selling frozen French fries really going to save the town? Our team, Crinkle Cut Games, grew up playing a ton of games exactly like this. So when we decided what our first game was going to be, obviously we decided to make something in the life sim management genre, which these days are often called cozy games. Discounty is our narrative-driven management game in which the more you try to carve out a space for yourself and your new supermarket in this small harbor community, the more you realize that everyone has their own agenda. And maybe the business owners in the community don't actually have everyone's best interests at heart. And maybe you don't either. Because here's the thing, we think cozy games need more drama. My favorite game growing up was Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town, but even as a kid, something bothered me about the economy of that game. You move into this tiny, sleepy town, and after a couple of years, you've built up a farm that does many times more business than the entire rest of the town combined. And it actually doesn't seem to make a difference on the town whatsoever. So with Discounty, we wanted to see, what if it did? What if there were consequences to a town's entire economy revolving around the player's business? Now, some people have asked us, why would I want to play a cozy game about that? Well, we think cozy games can be a lot of different things to a lot of different people. There is no one definition. And to us, they're about getting immersed in a gameplay loop that feels welcoming and comforting, it doesn't stress you out too much, and whose core gameplay isn't only about combat. But that doesn't mean there can't be conflict. So what if your business affects the town in some not so great ways? What if the townspeople start to get sick of you and push back? At least we think that's interesting. And we were also generally interested in making a shopkeeping game where managing the shop is the core gameplay of the game and not something that you're also doing as part of a roguelike or otherwise combat heavy game. So in Discounty, there is no farming, no livestock, no mining, no fishing, no crafting, no cooking, no combat, no romance. I hope you're still here after that. I know some people really want a fishing minigame in every single game that they play. So if that's you, I'm sorry. So what do we have instead? Well, most of the game revolves around the core gameplay loop of managing your store. During the day, you'll be checking customers out, stocking shelves, and watching the cash roll in. When you have a moment or between shifts, you can spend time rearranging your shop, buying and adding decor to boost the appeal of different items, hanging posters to draw in more customers from the town, and optimizing your layout so you can complete the daily and weekly challenges, discovering more and more ways to turn a higher profit and make your mark. But there's a whole world outside of the store. As you progress through the main story, you'll unlock trade deals with a few different producers in town, like the fisherman or the farmer, and they'll start offering you locally produced goods that will turn a much higher profit than the stuff that comes in on a truck, and getting you even more enmeshed into the town's economy. And of course, there's a lot of side quests and friendship events you'll encounter the more you explore the town, including a lot of people who aren't so happy with your relentless expansion. Now, before I go, I do want to make a disclaimer about this because we do get asked this kind of thing a lot. This isn't a game about playing an evil person. We're not trying to make you feel like the bad guy per se. As the player character, you're pushed into the position of shop manager and tasked with growing it as much as possible by your rather secretive aunt Teller. But now that you're here, how do you deal with this position that you're in? Is it possible to keep growing endlessly without cracking a few eggs? Does having good intentions mean you still can't end up hurting other people? Well, you'll have to play to find out. We are Crinkle Cut Games. We are a super small team out of Denmark, and we have only gotten as far as we have thanks to the massive support of our community. And because this is our very first YouTube video, we must rely on you once again to please help spread the word, like, subscribe, comment. I'd like to know what you want to see out of this channel in this format where I can talk a little bit more directly about what we're working on. We could do a history of 5 years of development. We could talk about how we started marketing this game with basically no budget, or just show off more different parts of the game. What is most interesting to you? And of course, wishlist the game in our bio, stay tuned for more, and thank you for shopping at Discounty. Bye-bye.